welcome back, everybody.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be back on set again, although I had a nice little break. I got to eat some lunch while you guys were just working on the videos. So I'm happy to be back. That was a great segment. From the Leah Day, the panel, to Lori, to the giveaways. Wow.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It has been.
With that, Carla, one thing I'd like to do is we went through and we're trying to finish some of what we got going on here with that strip quilting. It's been fantastic to be able to go ahead and have you maybe share with us some of the information on your quilt and how you did that. And I know I see something else in your hand right now, so maybe go ahead and share a little bit more with that.
So I just felt really bad that I didn't have anything that I just finally finished. And so I went home last night and I just wanted to show you a cute little baby quilt that would be easy to do. And it's something that you wouldn't mind babies spitting up on. It just is a fun little quilt that has the Mickey on the back, and this has little elephants and zebras and giraffes. It's all so nice and soft. And then on this side, I did my strip quilting. And this actually only took me, less than an hour. And that does not include the binding. I have to say the binding took a little longer, but just less than an hour to get it quilted and get it done, just using the strip quilt method. So just know that you can just make an adorable little quilt with a quick, easy method. Now, also last night, I had bought this minky fabric, and my son, he loves purple, and he loves black and white. And in fact, he has a Honda motorcycle and Honda car. And this is kind of his theme. And so I decided to make him a quilt using the strip quilt method, kind of like one of our winners. And I just pulled this together. So it's a reversible quilt, and it's a heavy little bugger. So the white side is, one side is white with the black and the purple stripe. So that's kind of like his car. And this is kind of like his motorcycle side. It's purple with the black and the white stripe. So it's kind of fun, and it just didn't take me very long at all. I put it lengthwise on the frame and just sewed my strips across. And you'll notice that right here, I don't know if you can actually see it, but I did sew some extra lines across to hold the fabric down, so that as I took it and moved it around on and off the frame to sew the binding on, it was stable, and it helped to stabilize it. So just fun. And you know what? Just go and have fun and learn your frames and learn your machines and try something simple, something that's not complicated, and then you're ready for that next step. So
Don't put them away yet, Carla. Don't put it away yet. No, not yet. I'm going to have you, can Mark grab one of those corners so he can help you hold that and show that to the audience?
Losing it right here all over the place. So this is one side. This is the car side. It's kind of fun. It's all made with Minky too. And then I'll turn it over. We'll go this direction. And this is the motorcycle side. So just kind of fun.
So Carla, with this piece being particularly your strip, was this done the same way where you were able to put it on the fabric? You then moved it and kind of moved the machine across with part of the channel locks, or?
When I first started sewing the binding on, I didn't use the channel locks because, it's not very even, but I was able just to sew down the side.
And then if you can maybe grab the other one and show us that as well.
Oh, this little one here? Okay, I'm just losing my stuff. Here, this little one here has the little giraffe, the little yellow and the gray. And then those are the colors that I chose for the front side of the quilt, for the strips. So I chose the darker gray and the yellow and the lighter gray. And it looks like really bright yellow, but it's really not. It's kind of a soft yellow on screen. But yeah, it took me no time at all. And yes, this one here, you can tell I just used the channel locks. And the channel locks do come with all of our frames. So they're really a nice feature to use and just make really quick, easy work. And on this one here, I just cut them out different sizes to just add a little bit of extra depth. So it just wasn't the same size all the way across, all the way down. So yeah, it's fun.
Wonderful. Now I know that you have another one sitting on the frame there. Do you have that? Maybe you can show us that one too. Still,
they saw that in the video. I just didn't remember I'd showed you this, but yeah, this is kind of what got it all started. One day I was laying out fabrics and I thought, hey, that would be a fun idea. Let's do a sunset strip quilt. And so, so anyway, that's how this came about. And this is the horizon. And I thought what's easy for a quilter to do is to write. And so I just went and found some sayings in there, and I just wrote sayings all the way across because that was a really easy way for me to quilt the quilt.
So maybe hold that just for a minute so we can get a close up. And again, you were talking about you put sayings across there.
Yeah, so I started with a saying that says, every night the horizon lights up, swirls of pink and orange and fading to blue and purple. I don't know, I found sayings that were kind of inspirational, and I just wrote them across it. And there are several different sayings, but it was just kind of fun. And it just adds another element, which was very easy. Quilting, it was just writing. So
wonderful, thanks. You can go ahead and maybe take a seat again. So I have a couple of questions that some people are bringing in. I thought maybe I could bring that up. A few things they're just mentioning. One here by Betsy Deli. She's saying perfect for a quick gift. Which is wonderful. And I'm guessing that that's the case. You mentioned that didn't take too long as far as part of what that was, right?
And you can use the different, like the different sunsets to inspire you. I mean, go take a picture and find one. You could use the ocean, sunset over the ocean, and do it with, soft blues, sea greens, and just have a lot of fun.
Mark, you can see there too. Maybe you can read that with us, and then we can maybe have a comment on that too. This is from Karen Austin.
That strippy quilt would be great practice on my new frame.
Absolutely, and I want to encourage you to, practice. Try it out, and then try some different designs in each of them, and have fun. That's what it's all about, is having fun.
You need to enjoy it, that's for sure.
You do. Otherwise, it just becomes one of those new tasks that you have to do day in, day out. It's not fun in that.
And then I think you inspired some people, because Peggy here says words as quilting is a great idea.
It is, and it's easy for you to do.
Yeah.
Why, Carla, would that be an easy thing for someone to maybe to do as they're starting?
Well, if you know how to write cursive, which is becoming a lost art, and is something that we grew up with, we really practiced that cursive as we were growing up. They give you the paper, it kind of gave you that structure. And so as you go back to your roots, it just helps you fill in the area with that sizing, because that's what it takes me back to, is those papers with the lines so that you could do your capitals inside the two big lines and your small letters right under the dotted line. And so that's kind of what it took me back to. And I thought, hey, that's an easier way for us to remember how to do something very easy, because we've grown up with that and practiced that cursive so much. It just becomes nature to us.
That's right. And then Carlene here. So Carla, you might like this one.
Oh yes, jelly rolls, awesome. Yes, I have done that as well. So yes, Charlene. And they're just the right size, 2-inch strips, the jelly rolls.
There you go. And then Diana here, Carla, says, is the strip method video currently found on the Grace Frame YouTube site?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It's a thumbs up there. Yeah, and I have some more exciting things coming, because I've got some new ideas. I just didn't have a lot of time to put it all together, but look for them down the road, because I'm very excited about the next version of my strip tease class. So,
Carla, another question for you. Laura says, do you write it out on the quilt, then sew it, or just freehand?
Some of it. If it's a more complicated word and I'm worried about my capital F or something like that, I will use a little bit of chalk and draw it out. But the rest of it was just freehand. But if that's what you feel comfortable write it out. Just use some chalk and then follow along. It's just like tracing. So it's very easy.
All right.
No, the Minky was not difficult to work with. It just made the quilt very heavy. That's what somebody asked, if the Minky was very difficult to work with. It wasn't.
And then Caroline says, I can see getting 4 placements set up in your frame using this strip method. What a quick gift.
It is. And like I said, baby gifts all day long.
And then Judy, nice quick idea.
Yeah, it is.
Nice quick quilt idea. Say
Yeah,
that 5 times fast.
Yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. I love quilting, so this is fun.
I'm gonna bring myself back here for just a minute as we move into the giveaway hour. And
more giveaways. This is exciting.
With that, I just wanted to recap. Thank you, everybody. We do have a lot of people here streaming with us live today. Thanks. It's continued to increase as the day has gone along. Just for those that might be joining us now, you might not have seen, and I'll bring this up here on screen in just a minute, but we did the awards for the quilts. So the Festival of Quilts that we had, the Fantastic Fall Festival, we had quilts, and we had over 2,200 quilts submitted by over 1,200 different individuals. And again, what we had done is we had opened that up for general voting, and so that's you selected the winners on part of that. We also had an overall grand prize winner that we just gave, that was a randomized selection from anybody who submitted their quilt, and that was a $500 cash prize. And we also had our Founders Award. So we just had Lori Bagley, the owner's wife here, just talking with us a little bit about her experience, and then a chance to kind of talk through some of the quilts that won those awards, and then she presented her award at the end. And so we're going to get into in here in a minute. We'll talk through and just recap and reshare the key winners, the first place winners in each one of those categories, and then the 2 main prize winners there as well as we go through that. Kind of some things to look forward to. Again, thanks for being with us. Please make sure, I think there might be some chance for a couple Q&As. We're going to do some demonstrations today during this giveaway period. And the reason we want to do this is one is I have your attention for a little bit, so thank you for giving us your attention. I want to talk about what the main award is going to be. We're going to talk about some of those different products. Some of those are TrueCut, which are some unique cutting tools that we've created. And then we're going to talk about the big studio giveaway, which is a long arm, a frame, automation, our top end automation system, the light station as well. It's actually valued at over $1,700 is the actual retail value of that particular package. And then when we add the master cutting collection into there, it's just a wondrous gift. It's a great way to start with part of the cutting in your pre-process and designing and building out the quilts. Obviously you finish, you then piece them, and then you have the tool then to also finish those here, which would be the frame and the system as a whole. With that, Mark, one thing I thought we would do before we get into this is, first and foremost, let's put our hands in the air and let's shake them all. Okay, well, we're going to do some giveaways. So let's do some live giveaways with the people that we have that are streaming with us. I'd like to do a few of those in some different ways. And then once we're done, I'm going to have Mark, you and Carla talk about, we'll move into the TrueCut, and then we're going to talk about that 19-inch machine and what makes those things unique and different in the industry, and why that's such a wondrous prize for somebody to start and give. But with this, let's do the spin the wheel. Mark, go ahead. You got the wheel to your side over there, right? We're not ready to spin it yet, but what are some of the prizes that we have that we're giving away for those people that are streaming with us today?
Square ruler, rectangle ruler, threads, quilters combo, sharpeners, true grips, and my comfort cutter. So a great selection from the TrueCut line there, Nathan.
And I think we have the finesse threads, right? Which is another option. Some of the things that we have, which people have loved, we're selling a lot of those. Mark, if you're good, what I would like to do is I'm going to bring up on screen some of the cells, and we can maybe just go through those fairly quickly. We'll start at the top with our biggest system. And as we do this, I know we've done this once before. I think it helps with what we're going to be putting out there, so that if there are some questions, I know we have some other Grace Company individuals helping us answer some of those. Know that you can always call in. Let me kind of put that up here really quick to know that if you're going to have questions as we go through part of this process, you can log on to our website. There you have it up top, www.graceframe.com. That's GRACEFRAME.com. And I'll go ahead and leave this up here. This is our 800 number, so you can feel free to call. We also have chat, so know that if you have a couple questions, it's easy to send a quick chat message through, and we'd love to get with you. But with that, Mark, let me go ahead and bring up my computer with some of those promotions. And I would like to have you walk through what that might be and what are some of those values in that award. I mean, as far as what people can buy and how they can purchase on some of that. So
fantastic. So we have a lot of promotions, and let's see what one comes up first. So we have the QNIC 21 and 21 Pro. Those, Carla, are the long arms we have, right? 21 inches, one being the Pro, which is our top of the line machine. So what you get with this package, you get a 8, 10, or 12-foot frame for free with a free light bar. So again, a purchase of a QNIC 21 or a 21 Pro, either an 8, 10, or 12-foot Continuum light bar, Continuum Frame with the Luminess Light Bar. I'm out of sync. I haven't been on video for a while. But for only really on the 21, we're looking at $79.99.95 or $89.99.95. You get those, and that's well over on the QNIC 21. That's right around a $12,000 package,
Right.
and on the QNIC 21 Pro, that's around a $13,000 package. So wonderful on those two. So if you're looking for a long arm, what a great opportunity to get in. Now's the time to get in.
Yeah, some good deals.
Mm-hmm.
And love the machines.
With that, again, just so everybody knows, we're going to encourage you to also find the local dealers. Maybe Mark and Carla just share, our support about our local dealers.
Yeah, local dealers. So if you're in a state, we have our dealer locator right on our home page. You can go to that locator, find a dealer near you. We support and love all of our dealers, Carla, right? I mean, anytime a phone call comes in, even when you're taking the calls and they say, I'm in this area or in this state, we always refer them to the dealer. So with you who have next to a dealer and you call in and you want to order to the dealer, this same package is available through all of our dealers. And we have wonderful dealers throughout the world.
Oh yeah, and they are extremely important to us. Their business is our business, and we want to keep them going and sustain them. And they are very, very important to us. So
perfect. All right, and then we have our 19. Our 19-inch machine. This is one that is also very popular.
Mm-hmm.
My wife has one. You have family relatives that have one, and we have customers who have one, and it is all wonderful. So this 19 is 19-inch throat. It is stitch regulated. It has that touch screen, and you get a free Q-Zone Hoop Pro with this one. So it's not our hoop standard.
Right.
It is our Hoop Pro frame, which is our new. I don't want to say new. It's our
top
upgrade, top of line. Yeah,
hoop frame.
Yeah, that comes with cloth leaders, table inserts, and the track system, dual track system. And also with this package, you can get a free light bar.
Right.
So not only do you get the free frame, but you also get that free light bar also with the 19-inch package. And then the 15s, Carla. The 15s has always been popular, right?
Yeah.
It is.
They are a simple, easy, fun machine.
It is. And you still got the long throat. So you are really, for a lot of our customers, they're going from the domestic machine. So this is a wonderful package because they're getting pretty much extra throat, 7 or 8 or 9 inches of extra throat. So we have our 15M, our 15R, and our 15 Pro. All three of these machines, you could either get a Q-Zone hoop, and this is the standard Q-Zone hoop, or the Q-Zone Queen frame with that one. But if you wanted to get the Continuum frame with this package, you can for an upgraded cost. So only for $1,250.
That's a good deal.
Great deal. You can get a Continuum frame. So the Continuum 15, so the M again, the M is our manual machine, non-regulated. Starting at $3,500, you get the free frames, which one you want to choose. And the QNIC 15R is our regulated machine at $4,500 with the free hoop or the Queen. And then you have our 15 Pro, which is our newest line of the 15s. And they also get one of those free frames and it's $5,000 on that one. And again, you can see that upgrading to the frames are mentioned right there. Now, we have a lot of customers who already own their own machine, right? So
they love their machines.
They love their machine.
You don't have to start out with everything.
No. You can end up
with everything,
but let's start where you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest. We always want you to feel comfortable. So down here, we're going to look at the Q-Zone hoop frame. This is a very popular frame because it holds your domestic machine.
Mm-hmm.
And it relieves a lot of that stress from the shoulders, from your elbows, trying to manage the fabric underneath, pushing a large quilt underneath the machine.
Yeah.
Trying to swing it around, trying to free motion, any of that stuff. Now you can put your domestic machine right onto this Q-Zone hoop. So that has been our popular frame. Not only do you get the frame at a wonderful price at $889, you get a free light bar. So get the hoop frame, use your domestic machine, get a free light bar.
Yeah, and get started quilting.
Yes. We also have our Q-Zone Hoop Pro that also gets a free light bar. So this is the same as the Q-Zone Hoop. This is just the Pro version, so you do get added features to it. Or I should say some accessories that come with this frame. And it's for $11.89. Again, free light bar. But this is also a frame where you can put your domestic machine. So what a great way to start.
And with these two frames, it doesn't limit you to the size quilt you can quilt. So just remember that. It's a hoop frame. So you can quilt as small as a wall hanging up to a king-size quilt using your domestic machine.
That's right. That's a big, big deal.
Right.
Sorry, Nathan, go ahead.
No, it's good. Carl, I was just thinking, you know, I know that you've had a chance to use this in a few different times in some different projects. You know, you talk about that compatibility can work with, you know, the domestic machines that are out there. Why is that such a significant deal? Why should they be excited about what that is? It is exciting, but share with us a little bit. Why is that such a good thing?
Because you know your machine, you love it, you have a relationship with it, and it's easy for you to use. Well, the Q-Zone hoop frame, no matter if it's the Pro or the regular hoop frame, it just allows you to turn your quilting machine into an actual quilting machine. It allows you to put it on the carriage where you can move the carriage across the fabric rather than pushing the fabric through the arm of the machine. So it just frees up that space in that area, and it allows you the freedom to design and create and move the machine without the limitations that pushing the fabric does. So it's just a wonderful tool to add to your collection of machines, because if you have 1, 2, 3, I'm sure one of them will fit on the frame. And yes, the throat size does matter because that's the extension of how far out you can quilt. However, you can get started quilting. I mean, if you're quilting with a little small machine, you could do the same thing on the frame, but it makes it easier for you. So, and then you can upgrade a little at a time. You don't have to jump all in and purchase everything all at once. So, sorry, I use my hands a lot.
That's wonderful. That's good. Mark, I know that your team helps take a lot of the customer service calls, and there's a lot of questions that come up, particularly about this frame. You know, it sounds like there's been a lot of interest, and maybe you can just share what are some of the things that you're hearing. I'm not sure if you've heard of any of the successes that have been out there for people who've purchased this at all.
Yeah, I have, and just like what you said, the big success are the users who really they thought sitting down, you know, and again, I go back to the strain. I hear it all the time, you know, they love quilting, and you can imagine you're a quilter, and if you had you're not really using the right tools, it can really weigh on the body, right, Carla? And it's not as comfortable, or you feel like I got another quilt I got to do. So a lot of the success comes from them enjoying quilting again.
Right.
And that's the biggest part, is the quilters now can enjoy the quilting when they can put their own machine, like you had mentioned, Carla, a machine that they've already felt comfortable with. It's a workhorse. They don't want to move away from that machine, and so they can start. And even though it's a smaller throat machine, but it's a joy that it brings when they start quilting. I
don't know if I'd still be quilting if I had to push the fabric through the machine. I probably would have given up, and I wouldn't be where I am today if that was how I was quilting. I don't know. And maybe not, you know, but I'm just thinking it was very difficult for me, and so this just freed that up. So it just allowed me to keep doing something that I really enjoy and love.
That's right. The other thing too, Carla, is the space.
Right.
Right. So we're looking at joy. It's a hobby, and with that, they got to sit down for a reason, because of space. And so we really came up with the best solution for them to still keep the space that they have, know that they're limited, but they don't have to sacrifice their king quilt or the queen quilt size or whatever size they want, because now they can put it on this hoop frame. So Nathan, to your question, a lot of the viewers, a lot of people who are calling in, they're the joy comes to mind, the frame size comes to mind, and they could use their own machine that they feel comfortable with. So they're all in a comfort zone that they can stay in.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate a lot of those details. I'm going to kind of bring this back up on screen. And Mark, this is one of the things that's amazing is, I'm going to say, if we were to go ask anybody out there who knows finishing quilts, okay, that's what we're in the business of, is helping people finish quilts. And we're going to say, hey, if you're going to get into quilting, and the first thing that comes to mind is usually not just domestic, but if you're going to get into a system, they think long arm, right? And people go, in the past, it used to be probably 15 and 20,000. I think today that's come down to 5. And I think some people know that there are some systems a little less expensive than that. Mark, you talked earlier that we have a system that is fully available for somebody at, $3,900 with a free frame. This is $889 starting with their domestics, so something they're already comfortable with, and it's a wonderful way to get involved. So we're going to encourage people to go out there. It isn't as difficult. Carla has a lot of videos that help show you how to use this and how to manage fabric, etc. Mark, with that, as part as we move forward, let's go ahead and briefly talk about the TrueCut system. And that's one of the key items that we're going to be giving away this afternoon. Maybe you and Carla can talk about and maybe bring out some of those products and talk about this cutting system and why that would be such a wonderful thing to receive as well.
Let's do it, Carla, because we love our TrueCut.
Yes, we do.
So I'm going to hand you a ruler.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So the TrueCut line, Nathan and Carla, this is a stretch. I'm going to have one open. So we have a lot of the packages here. So let's hold that one right there. And you know what? A lot of them, it might be, yeah, let's bring one in here. Toss that to me with the blade open. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. I'm just kidding. Don't toss it. Let me come grab it. Do not toss it with the blade open. All right. So we have the whole TrueCut line, Carla, came about, as we mentioned a couple of days ago, that it solves a lot of the issues, from cutting the finger to damaging your ruler, damaging your mat, staying straight, moving the ruler around, shoulder in the pain, shoulder in the wrist, all those, right, Carla? So we have this opportunity to present product that solves all those issues, and that is no lie.
Right. It's not a lie.
It's not a lie. They absolutely solve those issues. So what we have on the whole TrueCut line, that is part of the package that is going to be one, is our comfort cutters. Our comfort cutters are truly comfort, right? The way you hold it, the way it's positioned, the way it aligns the wrist with your shoulder, so you're not getting above, you're not bending your wrist. And then from there, we also have our guides. Our guide on our ruler interlocks, just like you see on the screen right there. So this guide interlocks with the ruler's edge, keeping it straight. So we're talking about those who veer off to no man's land every now and then. They could interlock it right with the ruler's edge, and now they can keep that going straight.
Right.
We have a sharpener, right? Sharpeners that keep the blades sharp, because cutting with the dull blade, not only does it put pressure on your arm, but you're also damaging your mat.
Right. It makes more work for you. Jeez.
Makes more work. So we have our linear sharpener, we have our electric sharpener, and these keep the blades nice and sharp. It helps you so you can last longer, so you're not having that dull blade experience. Now you're having a sharp blade experience. But we also have our True Grips. Our True Grips are, everybody knows our True Grips. When we go to shows and they see this other product we have, they always like, oh, I heard of True Grips, or I own True Grips. So True Grips are one that everybody really knows, and these go on the back of the ruler. And how important is it to have now your ruler stable or
really
stabilized?
So it doesn't slide out and veer off.
Yep. So now we have our True Grip. So Nathan and Carla, we have True Grips that keep the ruler from sliding. We have a track and guide system to keep the cutter from veering off, so you're staying straight. We have cutting mats that are thicker than most. It's 5-ply, and they're double-sided.
Right.
The double-sided is huge because you're getting 2 mats for the price of 1. And then we also have blades. Our blades are really sharp.
They are awesome blades. If you haven't tried them, get some.
Yes. So from start to finish with all of our cutters, we have we have the standard what industry has, right? We have rulers, we have mats, we have rotary cutters, we have blades. We have the best blade sharpener because no one else has a blade sharpener that has, you know, the stones. But you're not sacrificing anything. In fact, you're upgrading with these tools. And so we have the entire product line that solves your issues with your wrist and shoulder. So we solve a lot of issues that really no other brand can solve. And as we go down on the rest of the list here, so we have other things as well. We have the thread, Carla, and our thread has been well received.
Oh, they love our thread.
They love
I
our
love
thread.
our thread. Yes.
So we have our 4-pack variegated and our solids. Share a little about, well, I was going to go back. For those who don't know, how thick is our thread and what's machine
It's a
fed
50
for?
weight thread, and it's awesome. It sews beautifully. It doesn't lay on top of the fabric. It just kind of lays nicely in the fabric as you're quilting. The thread is lower lint, and it also comes in a range of beautiful colors. The thread is 1,500 yards, so it's enough for you to quilt a king size quilt. But you know, you don't have to go out and buy a huge cone of different sizes of threads so that you can quilt a large quilt. You just get enough to quilt a nice size quilt, and then you can move on to your next color for your next quilt. Because no two quilts are going to be alike, and you want to have options. Quilters love options.
That is true. They love options. So yeah, we have our whole website is full of just wonderful prices or wonderful sales from our thread.
They are great sales. Check them out.
To our automation, right? Our automation's on sale, but you can't go wrong when you have all these wonderful tools to help with your quilting process. So as you see there, the 25% off, over 25% off on the automation, and we have two versions of it. We have beginnings and we have pro. The beginnings is a great opportunity to kind of, just like the hoop frame is, you know, the hoop frame eases the customers in with their domestic machine,
right.
So they get comfortable using a machine on top of the fabric. That's how I look at the beginnings package, Carla. With that is a great way to get started.
Right, it is. It's a great set, and it's a way to ease yourself in. You don't get all the bells and whistles, but by the time you're eased in, you're ready for that next step. Mm-hmm. Just like with machines and frames and things like that, you know, it's time for that next level to experience that next opportunity in quilting.
That's right. And that next opportunity is our pro version of that software.
Yes.
So, but I would love to see what Nathan has to say about a couple of things. Let's get him. There he is.
Well, I'm going to interrupt you a little bit because I think I just want to do some giveaways right now. So I know we're going to continue and we'll do this, but I think we've got several people here that are streaming. They're excited to see what part of this giveaway is. And I'm guessing some of them are wanting to come back because there's some giveaways that are going to happen. And maybe we'll kick down here to a quick few comments. Just again, maybe as a reclarification, if there are questions, you can see at the top of our screen, we have our 800 number there. Feel free to call in. We also do chat, and then you can also email. If you want to email for additional details, you can email info@graceframe.com in order to have and find some additional information. But we'd recommend going to the website, search through. There's a lot of information. If you have questions, our account executives, they can help give you clarification. They're there to help. Their process is to help understand what you're trying to do, meaning what are some of your biggest struggles, and then align that with the product that will best help get you your end result you're looking for. And so they do a really good job at pairing that. But Mark, with that, I'm going to go to Carla and ask her to come up with a question that we can use to give some people to spin the wheels. Now, the spin the wheel and the free giveaways, those are for the people in the 48 lower states, the contiguous US, the 48. And what we're going to do is we choose individuals from the Facebook platform and the YouTube. We had heard in the past that depending on that, some are a little bit quicker or later. So Carla, I'm going to come back to you because you probably knew I was going to come and ask you for a question.
I did. I'm
going to see what would be the question that we can have them answer in order to do spin the wheel.
Okay, here we go. We have two sharpeners. One is a linear sharpener and the other is an electric. What is the name of the electric sharpener in the True Sharp line? I kind of helped you out there.
Yeah, you did.
But there's more to it than just that.
There's a number in there.
That's right. You are too kind, Mark.
I used to have a 2-year-old. You have 2 quilts right here.
That's right. All right. I'm starting to see some.
That got our production kind of laughing back there.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. If they can hear that babe back there laughing, that's good.
Okay, here we go. I'm working my way back here as I was trying to put that up there. We get a lot of correct answers, so thank you, everybody. And long story short, the official name is not True Sharp. It is True Sharp 2. So we're going to go back here to some of the first ones.
Nice job, whoever got that. That's a little trickier, even with our hints.
Here we go, coming down. Now I see TrueCut, no. True Sharp, close. TrueCut 2, no. The Sure Sharpener, love the name, but that's not it either. Moving down. Here we go. We're going to do this one. They're using a numeral 2, kind of the numerals in order to do that. But I want to say this is the one. Well, there we go. True Sharp 2. This is it. Here we go. This is the winner.
Nice
Alicia
job.
Casario. So with that, let's go ahead, Mark.
Job.
Yeah. And I recognize that because, as we mentioned earlier, I've been putting in all the orders and hot fingers. That name right there, I recognize that name. She had, so anyway, sorry.
Nice job.
Here we go.
Make it a good one.
The square ruler. So Nathan and Carla.
Mark, let's do this to throw. Let's do 1 square ruler and let's spin again to add a secondary piece to her win here.
Okay. So 1 square ruler. I don't know. Do we want to give what it is?
No, they probably know the square rulers.
Yeah. So 12.5 square.
Mm-hmm. So great size.
Yep. 12.5 square on that ruler. So let's spin that again. The Quilters, is that, oh, she won that the last time?
The square ruler or the Quilters combo?
Oh, that's why, okay, so the Quilters combo. So I don't know if she wants 2 of them. If she's on there, Nathan, do we want to spin that again? Let's spin that again, Alicia. So you won it last time, and I'm sure you're going to come in again. Let's do that again.
Ah!
True Sharp.
Hey, that's a good
Sharpener.
one.
So that's just what we were talking about. That's the name that actually fits well to be the name of the prize that we're winning. So the True Sharp 2, as we mentioned, it's our electric sharpener. Just a quick information about this. It does work. It uses the diamond stones, top and bottom.
Right.
And it sharpens both sides of your blades at once. It does your 28, your 45, and your 60 millimeter blades. As the electric, you plug it in, and this is a best way to keep your blade sharp. So the electric sharpener. Congratulations on that win.
Nice job.
All right.
Oh, Ron, way to go.
That was fun.
Now you get to spin it again.
Yes.
For Ron.
For Ron Schaefer.
Yeah.
All right.
Has he won before too?
Be excited for
All right.
Yay!
Yeah, excited. I'm excited. Oh! The 6 True Grips.
Yeah, it's a good price.
6 True Grips. We haven't
You
done that
won't be
one for a while.
slipping at all.
No. No slipping. So the True Grips go on the back of any ruler.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps your rulers from sliding, and so yeah, and you can also use the access for foot pedal on your floor. But there's a lot of other ways you can use the access stuff of this. But the True Grips go on the back of any ruler. They're clear adhesive rings. They don't obstruct your view. They don't raise your ruler up, but they do keep your ruler from sliding.
Right.
So
Great gift.
win, and that's 6 of those.
Congratulations.
6 of those.
Now, Mark, I'm throwing in another name here. I just thought that sometimes if people are a little bit quicker than others, I went clear down the list, and I'm pulling another Facebook winner. This is Gail Widener O'Grady. So maybe let's do a spin for Gail as well.
Nice job, Gail.
Yeah, let's do the spin. I'm excited. Okay.
Oh,
My comfort cutter.
nice.
Yeah, so my comfort cutter. Let's bring that in the package here.
And let's make that a combo.
Oh, nice.
Even better. I love that. So I'm going to put that away. I'm going to grab the combo. So what an upgrade. So Gail, you get the comfort cutter Quilters combo Delight. So you get the 45 comfort cutter, the true grips, and the 6.5 by 24.5 ruler on one Quilters combo. So what a great way to keep you easy, safe, and accurate, straight,
Right.
and yeah, keep your quilting
You're gonna
dreams
love
alive. Your cutting dreams with that one.
Wonderful. Just a quick reminder, I'm going to choose one more, Mark, that here from the
YouTube?
list that's from YouTuber that I'm going to bring on here. But just a quick reminder, if you are a winner, we're going to ask that you email sales, S-A-L-E-S, sales@graceframe.com in order to receive your reward, your prize. Again, sales@graceframe.com. And then, Mark, I'm going to go ahead and have you do a spin. This one again is down that list. This was the True Sharp 2 sharpener. Thank you again, Susan L. That is correct. We're going to go ahead and let's have Mark spin for her. And we're going to go ahead and give her a prize also right now.
Why they brought me back is just to spin the wheel. Like
You are so good at it. Nobody can do it quite like you.
It does take some
It
skill.
does take talent.
Yes, yes. The finesse thread.
Nice. Yeah.
It's solid. This is the solid one.
Yeah.
Let's grab the solid.
Mark, let's also double the ante down on that for her as well.
Meaning 8.
Yeah, solids and variegated.
Oh, so you get the 4 most popular, both.
All right. So they're in this box, and we're going to show them just like right here. So the variegated and solid threads, both are 50 weight.
Mm-hmm.
They are 100% polyester, 1,500 yards. So what a great amount of thread to finish any size of project without sitting on the whole spool later.
Right.
Right. So congratulations on that one. So you do get the solids and the variegateds on that. All right.
Thanks, Mark, and thanks, Carla. I thought really quick, one thing that we can do now, we did do a few of those giveaways. We did talk about some of those promotions that we have. Again, I'm going to encourage you, if you haven't had a chance to go to our website to do so and look at what we have, what are the sell items, what are some of those discounts, wonderful opportunities. We're going to encourage you as well. Check with our dealers, find a local dealer, find one online to go ahead and find out what they have as far as the promotions going, as far as this fantastic fall festival also. And so we're excited about that. Carla and Mark, I know this might be a little bit of trick for our team here, but what I want to do is I want to kind of briefly move over to that beautiful 19-inch machine that we see over there. That is the big giveaway. And I would like to just spend the next few minutes talking a little bit highly about that frame, a little bit about that machine. And then also it looks like we have the automated system on that. And I do believe we have the light bar over that as well. So what I'd like to do is, as we're kind of doing this, I think we might need to move a couple cameras around. So I'll go ahead and take a look. And maybe while we're doing this, before we get into that, let me go ahead and I want to go back and just retouch on all of the winners that we had from the quilt show. Are you guys okay if I just quickly highlight the key winners in each one of those departments? Let me bring that up here on screen so that we can show that to everybody so that everybody can see as I go through and facilitate some of this here. And what I want to do is I want to talk about the winners of this quilt festival that we've had. And we're going to start, and we had one of the first categories we had was the Hall of Shame. So first and foremost, again, this is where you had a chance to come in and submit your quilts. I think we had a tremendous amount, over 2,200 quilts submitted, over 1,200 people submitting those quilts. Again, you selected those winners. And so I'm going to go through and poll and show you the category. If we were to look down below, we did have a third place, a second place, and a first. So first, second, and third in each category. We also had the big cash giveaway, and then we ended up with 2 of those. And I'm going to just poll again our first place winners in these categories and let you kind of see what this is here for the next just few minutes. This one is in the category of Hall of Shame. And I'm just going to, this is a Lori Shepard who was the winner in this particular one. This is NASCAR on the final lap. And if we look at this, there's a lot of wonderful comments. A lot of people loved this. And I'm just going to briefly read the story. I thought the story was really, really fun, and it brings home to me why we love quilting. And it's fun to be a part of this amazing group, this community. It says, using my husband's official uniform shirts, I've made a quilt to keep me warm when he is traveling to the races. Next best thing to having him beside me is being wrapped in his old shirts. And so I thought that was wonderful to be able to see that. And again, I also made a comment based on this that there apparently is a lot of NASCAR fans as well. This was, I think, our had the highest level of votes at over 400. Let me pull that up real quick. I think it was like 437 votes on this one. So we had a very high level of voters participate in this particular quilt. So again, congratulations. I'm going to move to our next category, which was Wild Imaginations. And this is the winner from the Wild Imagination, created by Tracy Vaughn. So I Only Have Eyes for You. And again, this one had a lot of different comments on the side. Very creative, excellent quilting, great quilt. The imagination they were mentioning and the skill set of this individual. I'm going to go down and read a little bit more about the story here below. Bear with me here as I kind of read from what we have here. It says, this quilt was made for my friend's grandson. My friend's son is an optometrist. So when I found this pattern with glasses, it just seemed appropriate. The glasses on each animal are all made with metallic threads. So she mentions, which we all know can be a little bit of a challenge to work with. If you've ever quilted with metallics or sewn, we know they're a little finicky. So absolutely, it's a little bit of a challenge. It says, while it may have been challenging at times, I think this quilt is my all-time favorite. All animals were made with textured fabrics. For example, the frog is vinyl. If you can take a look at that and zoom in, she says, and see all the extra textures and the type of fabrics. And if you're looking, they're all kind of wearing glasses there with these animals. So I think it's a wonderful and a fun quilt. So congratulations to this section. Again, this was a winner from Tracy Vaughn in Wild Imaginations. We're going to move to the next one. This was our holiday quilt section. This quilt is called the Stonehenge Stained Glass. And just take a minute to look at this. This is from Rose Chauvinek. And Rose, this was probably one of the most commented on quilts. And I'm just going to kind of scroll down, then I'll come back and read her story in a minute. But when we were reviewing this earlier as a winning quilt, we kind of just kept on going and kept on going. And we kind of just kept on going with the comments. And so again, there were a lot of people out there that really, this quilt resonated with them in a way that really caused them to feel like they needed to share some of what their thoughts were with this. So just a lot of amazing beautifuls. I'm just going to kind of keep on going. You can see we go all the way down the page and we lose that quilt. Let me come back up and read her little piece on what this one was as well. And she says, my nephew was diagnosed with leukemia earlier in the year, and so I made this for him for Christmas 2019, and this was last year. So beautiful, absolutely beautiful quilt. I think everybody would agree it's been really fun to look at all these different quilts that are out there. I'm going to encourage you to go and do so if you haven't done so already, but that's part of what we've enjoyed so much. This is the next category we have, and this is the winner in the surprise/oops category, and this is called Purple Heart by Gail Paschal. And again, beautiful, beautiful quilt. And her story down here says, I started making this as a baby quilt with a 1.5 inch square. She says, didn't like working with the small squares, so I changed them to 2.5 inch squares, and it kept getting bigger and bigger. And I know Carla mentioned, working with some of the smaller and the smaller squares can be a little tedious. So congratulations to those that are working through that effort and that challenge. It says, so bigger and bigger. It said, I put it in a drawer for several years, got it back out and finished it for the baby's 18th birthday. That's pretty fun stuff. It turned out being a queen size. My husband's 6'3", and he's holding it. It says in the entry from the cut, it's so big that it cuts the sides off. He says there's more yellow around the heart. It's machine pieced and hand quilted. So, well, that's an interesting one as well. Wonderful to have taken time to hand quilt that one. So again, congratulations to the winner, Gail Pascal, and this is in the category of the surprise or the oops. And I'm guessing one of those was, it was so long since she had started it, and then again, it always ended up much bigger than you think it does, potentially from when you start. Next category is blood sweat, and tears. And let's go ahead and look at our first place winner. The winner is Quilt for My Mom, created by Courtney Beckett. Again, Quilt for My Mom. And again, I know it's kind of hard to see some of the quilting that's in that, but obviously a lot of wonderful piecing, gorgeous quilt. They talk about the craftsmanship is incredible in here. Love it. It's beautiful. Well done. I'll briefly read this story here for us as well. It says, this is a king size quilt that I made for my mother. In addition to its size, it has so many colors and many small triangles. I quilted it on my home sewing machine. Kudos to you on a king size quilt. We know that takes some major effort to be able to do that on your home sewing machine. It took me 8 years to make while I was working full-time, giving birth to my 2 children. During that time, I also earned a master's degree. Finishing it was my greatest quilt accomplishment. It was finally finished this year and given to my mom in July. So congratulations, wonderful. We know we hear the story frequently, and we know that there's a lot of things going on in all of your lives. And, you know, I love to see that quilting can still be one of those. And again, congratulations on your success with your children and your master's degree and finally getting this quilt done. So wonderful. Again, this was the winner, and we have Courtney Beckett in the category of blood, sweat, and tears. That takes some time. So wonderful, and congratulations. We had this one made from scrap. The winner of this one is African Queens, created by Sikana. Mabashur is how I think I would say that, Mabashur. So Sikana. And this one had some pretty interesting stories as well. But some of the comments down the side, absolutely beautiful. Such creativity. Stunning Queens is one of the other comments that we can see there. A lot of different things. The story here is the African Queen block was an ideal way to make use of the African print fabric scraps that she had. She says, I saw pictures of the block on Black Girls Quilt Facebook group. So she saw this in part of the Facebook group here called Black Girls Quilt, and then Pinterest. And without instructions on how to make the block, she decided that the size, and she came up with how she wanted to finish those, and she did the math in order to create the quilt. So that takes some additional time to come up with not only seeing something, but doing the math and then coming up with the cuts and everything you would need in order to completely design and then finish that quilt. It says, I made this quilt to enter in the 2020 Quilt Show Scrap Challenge, but unfortunately the show was canceled due to COVID-19. So I think that's been the case with a lot of the quilters who are out there and who are streaming and following. And well, you know, I think we're been really grateful for the way to digitally connect, and we're trying to do more as far as content, and you'll see that with a lot of the groups out there. So a little bit of a difficult thing with the cancellation, but hopefully we can find ways to stay engaged as a community and provide such opportunities like kind of this here with the fantastic Fall Festival with Grace. So again, wonderful win here from Sakina here as far as African Queens. One of our last two here that I'll bring up, and so these are the last two key winners, and the one I'm going to bring up now, this was actually in the category of Wild Imaginations. That's not why I won. She was the random winner. So this was the $500 cash prize winner. Laura Siegelin is, I guess, what we'd say her name. So apologize, Laurel, if that's not quite right. But again, congratulations. So she, again, just entered her quilt and she was one. So anybody who had a chance to enter, their name was put, and it was a random drawing based on the submissions as a whole. So congratulations. And our last category was what we're calling the Founder's Choice. And this one was the one that was selected by Lori Bagley. So we had the opportunity to have her here just a little bit ago to come in and spend some time as we shared some of that. And this is one that just really stood out to her. And I'm going to kind of read the top piece here. It says, the second quilt top done. Quilting Scares Me to Death by Kristen Smith. And she just talks about making this for my son was going to be a Christmas present. And then I tried to quilt it myself. She says about killed me, yanking this thing through my domestic machine now, trying to put together the funds to get a 15R. We wish you luck on that. They're at the one of their best prices they're going to be, and you're going to get a free frame. So again, congratulations. This was the winner of the $500 the cash prize from our Founders Award. So I thought it would be fun to walk through and share these quilts in detail with everybody. With that, we'll go ahead and let me kind of bring that one back off screen, and we'll bring up Mark and Carla here. And we're excited to have them share a little bit more with us on this 19, the frame and the light bar. And so Mark and Carla, just so you know, we have probably about 10 minutes here, 10, 15, you can share with us on some of the functions and the detail. Then we'll look at getting and announcing the winner.
Mark, get it, Sean.
I will, but before we do, there's a couple of questions that we want to get to. more important, the promotions, right? A lot of people are asking when the promotions last. It will last for the end of the month. So all the way till November. The end of November is when the promotions will last. So if you have your eye on one of the promotion items that you're looking at, let's go ahead and make that available. So the end of this month. Okay, were there any other questions we want to get to, Carla, before we jump into this awesome? I don't see anything.
No, but Nathan, there was one in there that wanted to know how she claims her prizes and asked if we would review that before. So if you wanted to review that after we're done, or now, or okay.
Perfect. All right, so we have recurring users, right? Or they've been here before, so they've seen and heard, but we also probably have some new people who may not know about this system. So Carla, let's maybe start with the frame and work our way up machine.
I kind of feel like I'm in the way.
No, you're not in the way. Look at it right there. You're perfect in the way. Okay. So the frame that it's on is our Continuum frame. And this is our new, True Sharp 2, Continuum 2. So this is our new version of the Continuum. And there are just some wonderful features that we built into this frame that the other one did not have. Let's look at some of those features. This is right now a 10-foot frame. Again, the features are the ratchet wheels.
Right. Ratchet wheels are inside.
Ratchet wheels. They are the superior ratchet wheels with the ratchet pin. So they are the superior ratchet wheels. We also have our new way of holding the bungees. So the bungees go on that right there. And in the past, you had to kind of either pull it out of a plastic bit or do something else. This one, Carla, you can just pull the cord right back without doing anything, and it tightens it right up.
It locks it into place.
It locks it right into place. And if you want to release it, there's that button up top. You just press it. All right. And then we have our ways of raising and lowering the rails.
Which is nice. Very, very nice. Right here, you get levers rather than little knobs that you're used to on the old Continuum. So you just push down on the lever and you can raise it up as the bulk of your fabric starts filling up on your take-up pole.
Yes. And those are some pretty significant changes made.
Right.
The price didn't change, though. We kept the price at $24.99, and it's still on sale for $21.89 this month. So the price stays the same. We added those features on the frame. Now, our 19-inch machine. Okay, this is the star. This is what the viewers want to see, right? So our 19-inch machine, it is full of wonderful features, right? Touchscreen, adjustable handles. Let's look at some of these, Carla, as we dive into this machine. Okay. Let's talk about the handles first. What makes these handles different from our 15, and what makes them different from machines in the industry generally?
Because you can adjust them out. And they're very ergonomic. So if you're micro stippling, so see this as it extends out. So if you're more petite and and you're using a longer arm machine, you can pull it out towards you and make that extension, and it allows you to quilt without you hunching over, standing on your toes, trying to quilt back here in this area. The handles just will extend out, and they're adjustable. So you can have them at the angle that you prefer for your height, and so it makes it more comfortable for you to quilt.
Yes. And I just looked at the video picture right there, Carla. This machine is a beautiful machine.
It is. It's really pretty.
Light, very attractive. Is not that industrial look. It has a very hobby enthusiast look, and is very, like I said, is very. I like the look of it.
Yeah, it is very light, and it's very easy to use. You can use the buttons, or you can just touch the screen. You have 4 different modes of quilting. You have your regulated precise. You can have cruise. You also get base and manual mode. So it gives you so much for just one little machine.
That's right. So changing the functions can be done from the screen or from the handlebars.
Right.
You know, the handlebars, you can start and stop the machine. You get increase and decrease the speed. Right. You can change to the modes. And then also we like to have that touch screen because people like to go up there and touch that. So Within the part of that touchscreen too, what other features come with this machine that's built into the screen?
All right, so on the front screen here, you have what is a needle jog, where your needle will jog down in increments so that you can pinpoint where you started, where you want to start. You can position your needle up, needle down, and you can also change your settings, your SPI, which is your stitches per inch, up or down. And then this little horn right here is your overspeed. What's nice about that is when it's on, if you're moving the machine faster than it can actually sew, it will kind of beep at you and let you know that you need to slow down your movements. And you can also turn it off.
Perfect. And then also threading. Threading
Right.
the machine is easy.
It is very easy.
It has diagrams kind of to walk you
Right.
through the process, right? And also the thread placement is placed in the front, right? So it's easy to grab. M-class bobbin.
Right, a larger bobbin.
Is a big one. Built-in bobbin winder.
Right back here, you have a built-in bobbin winder where you can wind your bobbins.
And that's pretty big, and that's separate, right? You don't have to have the machine running in order for that to be running.
Nope.
It is separate. You also have the encoder wheels that's on the machine, right? That all comes with it. But the machine itself is very low maintenance, very low key.
Yeah, it's very easy to set up and put on the frame. I've done it myself several times. Because it's so lightweight, it's very easy for you to handle.
Yes. So as far as whoever's going to win this prize, there's nothing to worry about.
No.
Right?
No.
We understand.
You're getting it all.
Yes, you get it all. But we also understand that the buyers of our machine need to have a machine that they can trust, that will last, that will be easy to maintain, will be easy for them within their own home to take care of the machine if something does arise, right?
Right.
Or do arise. So the machine itself, 19 inches. Now let's maybe fire it up a little bit.
Okay.
And just do a couple of stitches before we get into the automation.
Let me just quickly bring my thread up. And I'll start stitching. Now I have the automation belts on. But quilting is so much fun. You just have to tell me to stop, Mark.
That's beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and stop there.
All right.
Get the puller away. So, and for those who are listening, we were on precise cruise, which is regulated, right? Now, they could hear that kind of, when you're slowing down, the needle will slow down. That's what precise does. And so the machine itself, when you're slowing down, you're going to feel the needle wanting to stop as well, then start back up again.
Right.
Right. So that's perfectly, that's what it's supposed to be doing. And then we have cruise that the needle will jog up and down. So when you come into a point and out of a point, you won't hear the machine slow down and then speed back up again.
Right.
If they don't want to use that, you like to use manual, which takes all that away. So you can just have that one speed where it's not slowing down, coming back up again. You'll really love that one.
I like manual too. Yeah. So try them out. Now, if you're keeping to one mode and quilting, you need to really jump in and try the different modes.
Yes. All right. Now, the package also includes the automation.
Yeah. It's all yours.
Yeah, well, no, this baby's all yours. So the automation, this package that allows them to quilt patterns with three easy steps. Pick a pattern, place a pattern, quilt a pattern. The software itself is a Windows-based, so any Windows operating system is where we want to put that program. And as we can see on the screen, Carla, come right over here. Just because you look better on screen than I do.
I do not.
The light reflects off my head. So I think there you go. That's better. All right. So as we look at this, so the package, the automation, it comes with over 200 patterns.
Right.
You can do panographs, right? What other features can you do with this system?
Well, with the Pro system, which is what you're going to get, it's the awesome system. You get the opportunity to design and create your own patterns if you like. And you can record your design, your movements, and you can just select and sew. And you can add to your library of patterns by going out and purchasing new designs that add to it. So
that's right. So we only have a couple more minutes, Carla. Let's get this fired up. We'll talk about the light bar that's also included. But I'm going to get a pattern here.
Turn that on while you are quilting, Mark, because you need some light.
So right now, what we did is we picked a pattern. I'm going to now place it. You can see on the screen it's a bear pattern. So we're going to pick it. I'm just going to do a block pattern. I don't have a block square, but I'm just going to do a block pattern. And on the screen, let's go ahead and restart that. Let's talk about the light system that it comes with as we look at restarting that. So the light system itself is an LED light, 10 foot or 12 foot, if whatever frame they choose. And what we're going to do is, when you first get the software system, I wanted to kind of bring it back to where we're going to load in for the first time and maybe start from the beginning. Okay. So as we go, it asks to set the safety area. So I'm going to quickly set the safety area. And again, the screen walks you through this process, right? Go ahead and press that down there for me.
All right.
All right. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that bear. We're going to quickly place it. Very simple. So the bear has been placed. So we picked it, we placed it, and now we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit quilt. All right.
And Mark is professional. He's very good at this. Now it's moving to where the design is going to start sewing and do a couple of tie-off stitches, and then it's going to stitch out the design.
So I was coming back and just thanking Carla and Mark for sharing some of this time. We're going to spend a little bit more time here as we just finish this up, but you can see how simple that process is to begin. It's really exciting to be able to have a product like this to be able to give away. As a consumer, you're going to love the experience you're going to get with an automated system and a machine that's a great in between that. What is that professional, like our professional 21 and that getting started component there. Mark and Carla, I want to kind of turn over to you and see if there's any last things you'd like to share with us before we kind of look at finalizing part of the giveaway today.
I'll start out, just in case we don't come back on what a great package, and from the top level down to everybody here, we wanted to give this away. So it was something that we felt we wanted to do. So what a great package. But as we look at, for Carla and myself, as we maybe look at saying maybe our goodbye for our last video, we will, where am I at? Okay, there it is. We will, do many more of these. I saw a lot of the comments, keep these up. Absolutely, we will. We love doing these. So from my side, it's been a pleasure talking to the camera so that you can see me on the camera. It was a pleasure doing all the spinning the wheels and the talking about the product. Grace Company, what a wonderful product we have to offer, and what a great way to start your quilting journey. So from that, I will say thank you and turn the time over to Carla.
Hey, thanks for joining us. It's been so much fun. I appreciate all of you participating. It means a lot to us here at the Grace Company, and we are so happy and so excited to be able to give the machine and framer away. I know you guys are excited and want Nathan to get to it, so yeah. So I will shut up because I have done a lot today. So I just thank you again for all of you. I appreciate it.
All right. Carla, let's take a seat.
All right, we'll take a seat.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
All right, good luck, everybody.
Oh, good luck, everybody. Yeah, that's that.
This is big.
And with that again, so thanks everybody for being with us. This is the last minute, and then maybe we're going to be going in. Just please stay with us as well. I know Janet George has spent quite a bit of time in helping put together her information that we're going to be streaming here, just coming up in just a few minutes. But with this as a reiteration, again, we just want to thank everybody. It's been a wonderful event. We've had wonderful participation from those people who have joined as far as educators and ambassadors and guest speakers and panelists and so much more. Thank you everybody for all that you've helped put together. Those who are streaming and watching, I'm going to encourage you, continue, go to the Grace Frame website, go to our YouTube, find us on Facebook. You're going to be able to restream these. There's a lot of great information that will help continue to hopefully inspire you as we move along. Thanks everybody who's been on the camera. Thank you, Mark and Carla, and spending all the time. And then again, there's a large handful of people behind the scenes. And so thanks everybody from around the world, from here in Utah, from here at Grace Company, and everybody's participation has been wonderful. We're excited to continue to bring more content. We have a little bit more for you today, but with all that being said and done, I'm going to bring up this award that we're giving away here today. I'm going to bring this up on screen so everybody can see what we are doing and what that is. We're going to add that to the screen here. So this is the prize. We actually are giving away, and the prize value is much higher than what it says on the screen. The retail value of this package is over $17,000 is the gift and the giveaway on what we're doing. And we are shipping this to the winner wherever you are in the world. So we're committed to doing that, and we're excited. Our machines are dual powers, so they're switching. You don't have to worry about that. We might need to look at getting you an adapter plug to plug it in your wall, but they're certified, and they do work on all power sources throughout the world. So we're excited. We're an international business in the UK and Europe and South Africa and Australia, up in Canada, New Zealand and many other places. And we continue to look forward to expanding. This prize is going to include, and there's one item that's not shown on here. It is listed. It is the 10-foot light bar. And if you opt for a 12-foot frame, that is part of this gift. We're going to upgrade that to the 12-foot light bar. We are doing the QCT Pro, so the professional system is one of those things that is included in this. And then there's that master cutting collection. That is the other big piece that is part of what this winner is. And it's really a set of almost every one of the items in the TrueCut product line that makes cutting easier, safer, and more accurate. So without ado, we're going to go ahead and bring it up. This is the big moment, Mark and Carla. So here we go, and this is what they're winning. Let me go ahead and winner, check in. Winner, Kathy Patterson. Now, Kathy, you do have a Gmail account, so we are going to be contacting you to have and talk about the last few details. We have had some people looking to find out if you are a winner that we have selected your name. We should have sent you an email communication regarding that. If you're an individual that has recently streamed with us, we're going to recommend that you email sales@graceframe.com, and that's sales@graceframe.com. But coming back again, congratulations, winner Kathy Patterson of this large quilting studio system. So fantastic, and it's been really, really fun. Mark and Carla, again, thank you for participating. Thanks for being with us. All of those live viewers who are still with us, we still have more to come today. We encourage you to stay along as we go through a little bit more. And let me go ahead and bring her up here. This is what we're going to be doing here as we move through the last hour of our day of our live streaming. And this is what we're going to be doing here today. So we did all these other great things. We're going to be spending some time with Janet George. Now, Janet George, a wonderful person, bless her heart. She is an individual who's just started this and on her own continues to understand that there's education needed out there in the industry, and she's found a passion, and she's done, I think, even full live streaming day or day and a half challenges where people can hone in and follow what she's doing. So it's been really fun to have her work with us. I'm going to read her brief overview for everybody. Let me go ahead and bring that up on screen so we can kind of see this. She joined the QCT. She's an expert here with our product line and an expert with that QCT, and she's going to be teaching us how to design and quilt pantograph patterns. Now, that is the most common thing that people use in order to complete their quilts. And I'm so glad that she's tackling this key component, which is the basics of what is quilting as a whole when people finish quilts and utilizing this system. So she's going to be talking briefly about the quilting interface and then what we refer to as zone quilting and how that makes it really easy. She says she's going to do that so that you can have find beauty with confidence in your overall quilt processes. So again, Mark and Carla, if we can go ahead and just say congratulations to our winners. Thanks for the joining, and we will encourage you to continue to stay with us as we do.
Thank you and congratulations. It's been fun. It's been real fun and hot.
Yes.
So
thanks, everybody. Appreciate all you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure if you have questions or need some information, give us a call, 1-800-264-0644. I'll put that up on the screen. Feel free to call us again, 1-800-264-0644. or feel free also to log online at graceframe.com to find more information. Send an email. We'd love to talk to you, get to do a little bit more. And with that, we're excited to introduce Janet George. And Janet, take it away. We're excited to see what you have to teach us as we continue today.